Hello, children. So, today we've started with a new topic, which is the neurodevelopmental disorders. So, firstly, let's understand what are these developmental disorders. Let's come down to their basic, so to say, their features, which are usually witnessed with children who are battling these neurodevelopmental disorders. So the first thing is that they do manifest at a little early age in life, and the symptoms are quite evident even before a child takes admission in school, and probably at the earliest age of their schooling, these symptoms are quite evident and visible. And one is, of course, there is personal, social, academic, occupational, all of these areas are absolutely hampered. So they'll be quite disorganized in all these areas, and there'll be too much of a disturbance also that you'll witness. And either you'll see there is deficits or excesses, in a particular behavior, and also you'll witness there'll be a delay in the achieving or a particular age appropriate behavior. So at times, the behavior of a child might not really match with the age of the child, and there will be a kind of a delay in achieving that kind of a age appropriate behavior. And a 10-year-old child might behave like a 1 or 2 or probably 3-year-old child. Their mindset is not it's not grown, it's not developed that much. And so yeah, we do have many more disorders which come under this big header, which is neurodevelopmental disorders. So we'll start with first, which is the ADHD, which is the attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And you can see the key features on the slide: inattentive children, difficulty in concentration, don't even listen, they're very disorganized, distracted, and are easy to lose interest. But if you see this particular disorder, it has two main features. One is, of course, if you see the first half of the name of this disorder, which is attention deficit. So, this is the first main feature of it, which is inattention. So, deficit means something which is less or something which is severed. It's probably quite decreased. There is a deficiency of it, that is why it's called the deficit. So the first feature is the inattentiveness. And if you go down to the second half of the name of the disorder, which talks about hyperactivity disorder, so it basically is covering the second feature of this disorder, which is hyperactivity. And of course, there's impulsivity also. So, coming down to, of course, the inattentive aspect, which is the first feature. So, such children will always find it very difficult to sustain their mental efforts, during work or play. So, they really cannot pay attention for very long time. Their attention cannot sustain on one particular thing for a very long time. And they cannot even keep their minds on, so to say, following instructions or concentrate on one thing only at a time. And they don't listen, and they have an issue with the concentration. They cannot follow instructions, they are majorly disorganized, they get distracted very easily, and they also tend to forget things. They will not finish the assignments on time because it's very difficult to channelize the energies of such children. To make them actually sit and do their work is a task, you know and to help them not wander too much is a task. So they like to run around, and they are very distracted children. They're also very hyper children, slightly hyper children. So they will probably also not finish their assignments, and they are quite known for, or probably you can say it's quite evident that they tend to lose interest in certain activities or a task very quickly. So their probably their capacities to sustain their attention and to maintain the interest in one particular thing is the hardest, and when we go down to impulsivity, it's going to be mostly highlighting how impulsive these children are, and they are not able to control their reactions, and these reactions are very quick, very immediate, and they don't really think also before acting, so they are very, very impulsive children. They can just do anything in the moment, and they don't like to wait, they don't like to take turns, and also it's difficult for them to hold on to their demands, so to say, we can say the immediate temptations cannot be resisted, and their gratification cannot be delayed. If they want something, they want it. They can create a scene, they can maybe just lie down on the floor, they can start howling, screaming, because it's difficult for them to in a way control their own temptations, and of course there are a lot of minor mishappenings which also happen, and like they can just drop things, and they can knock it off, and of course these are very common things, and also they can be injuries and some serious accidents. They can just go bang their head. That can be probably unknowingly done. Maybe they're running too fast and they literally end up banging their head into a wall, or maybe getting hurt, or by a door, or maybe by the corner of the bed or something like this, so they are very, very impulsive, very hyperactive children, hard for them to also sustain their attention. So when we talk about the third aspect, which talks about the hyperactivity, here, of course, this means that they're constantly in motion, and they're always on a move. And also you can say that for them to basically sit through a lesson is another task, because they like to whirl around, they like to just go around, take a walk, run. So for them to just sit is a matter of concern, and they cannot sit through their lessons, and they're very fidgety. They like to fiddle around too much with things, they like to so to say climb, run around, around the room, probably just not really aiming to get something, or to maybe give something to somebody, but quite aimlessly they tend to run around. There's no target, no goal, but they have this tendency to run around even during their lectures. And this happens with children who are probably in their early ages. Yes, it's witnessed, especially the ADHD. And so they are basically driven by as if a motor, and they're always on the go and they keep talking, so this was all about the ADHD, where they have separately, highlighted about, how inattentive they all could be, and so it's all about intentive, how inattentive they are, how impulsive they all are, how hyperactive they are. So all these three areas have been nicely elaborated, and how they are different from each other has also been explained. So thank you so much, children. So we'll go to the next topic in the next audio video recording. Thank you.